this evening?
We all know that Edwardsburg has been the mainstay atop the league standings now for quite a few years, but I'll tell you, that's a Paw team that is absolutely loaded. They showed Sturgis just how far the Trojans had to come if they're going to get to the upper tier of this league. But having said that, it's one game, Randy, and with everybody making the playoffs coming up in 3 weeks, at a 2-1 mark, it's a key matchup for Sturgis tonight. This is the Wajak team. They're coming off their first win and only win so far, 17-7 against Otsego last week.
Right, and you have to learn from the defeat, but then you got to put it behind you and get ready for the next game and only concentrate on the one coming up. So, the Trojans, if they win this, they could get to 3-1, and then the season's trending up, and then maybe you get a nice seed going into the playoffs.
Well, another gentleman that we've missed, not just last week, but the last 2 weeks, he's been partying, he's been running around all over the place in the state of Michigan. 2 weeks ago, Jack Shesky, it was bachelor night. Last weekend, it was your brother Alex tying the knot. So, welcome back to the real world.
Thank you very much. It feels good to be back.
In your absence, Sturgis got that win 2 weeks ago here at home over Allegan, and then the loss last week. But at 2-1, with the 8-team playoff division that Sturgis is in, I was talking with Chance Stewart earlier this week, Jack, and he thinks if they can get to 4-2 through the 6-game regular season, or maybe go 5-1, they could get to maybe the number 3 seed. So there's a lot to shoot for, and it starts tonight with this one against the Chieftains.
Yeah, that's for sure. And this is actually a really big game for the Trojans. I mean, obviously we knew Paw was loaded. We knew that the Trojans would have beat Division Allegan, but this Chieftains team sounds really good. They had 2 losses in Plainwell and Paw, so it should be a really good matchup.
Randy seems a little perturbed, Jack, because I know he's done so many games on the sidelines over the years on homecoming night, and usually it's cloudy, rainy, and 44 degrees, right, Randy? That's been about the average temp and weather forecast.
Well, when you say usually, you really mean always.
No, I think I bring the good weather with me.
There you go. If you can do that, you're promoted to manager of sideline broadcasting.
Well, they can't blame the weather tonight, can they, Jack? Because it is, I know how it is up in the booth. It's a little toasty up here for the second weekend of October.
Yeah, this is where we're supposed to start, but you got to take me from it in October. It's much.
Yeah, a little problem with Jack cutting out there.
We'll check him out again in a matter of moments, but we're glad you're along with us. We've got a lot to come as we begin to count down a kickoff from the corner of Congress and Vinewood. Randy's keys and Jack's keys right before kickoff. We'll also update you on our upcoming broadcast schedule. The rest of the Wolverine and the area contest tonight, and it is a big week. Some games were played last night. Some already tonight have been postponed because of COVID. We'll tell you all about that as we count down to kickoff. But first, after this 2-minute timeout, I'll drop in downstairs into the Sturgis locker room and chat with first-year head coach Chance Stewart about this big Week 4 matchup on homecoming night with the Wajak, the Chieftains, and the Trojans. This is the new Fox Sports Radio 99.7 FM and 1230 AM.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday you'll need legal representation. When that day comes, Spurge, Shesky, Reed, and Beamer PC will be there to assist you. Their attorneys are experienced in business law, creditors' rights, divorce and child custody, criminal defense, personal injury, estate planning, and more. Free consultations are available for personal injury cases. Spurge, Shesky, Reed, and Beamer PC, downtown Sturgis. There when you need them. Call 651-2445. Online at sturgislawfirm.com.
From their first day of kindergarten to that march through commencement and into adulthood, Sturgis Public Schools was there, teaching, encouraging, building that bridge towards a brighter future. From the classroom to the athletic fields, proud to be a Trojan. Ask one of the thousands of alumni that have advanced and achieved. It all started with Sturgis Public Schools. That tradition continues, learning, leading, and serving together. Sturgis Public Schools. We are for you. More at sturgisps.org.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Jeff Brazo. Call Ayers Oak Insurance in Sturgis today. Ayers Oak Insurance, serving Michigan and Indiana since 1941.
Hey Tristan, what are you writing in that big notebook?
I'm drafting my Sportsurama All-Star Fantasy team. Take a look.
You've got some pretty big names there, but I don't see...
Football, basketball, baseball, soccer. My fantasy team has stars from every sport. It's just like Sportsurama. We've got sports gear for every season. Winning starts at Sportsurama.
That's nice, Tristan, but there's one name I don't see.
Whose?
Mine.
Sorry, bro. I ran out of roster spots.
Sportsurama in downtown Sturgis. Nothing but sports since 1974.
Well, welcome back to Sturgis High School. We're loading up that interview with Chance Stewart. Let's bring you the rest of the Wolverine Conference slate on this Friday, October 9th. Plainwell is at Otsego this evening, and one of the oldest matchups in the state of Michigan, the oldest rivalries. That series has been going on for a long, long time. I think it's between those two schools and Kalamazoo Central and Battle Creek Central, Randy, for the longest term rivalry in the state of Michigan.
Really?
Yes.
You love to see those rivalries. You know, Sturgis has lost a few of theirs, you know, with Marshall and Coldwater and Harper Creek and all those, but, you know, it's nice to see that those continue.
Meanwhile, undefeated Paw plays at Vicksburg tonight against the Bulldogs. One note on that Plainwell game as well. Remember, they forfeited last week, 2-0. They were supposed to play Edwardsburg, but COVID knocked them down. But they are back at it tonight as far as we know. Edwardsburg at 3-0, 2-0 in conference play, is hosting Three Rivers, and Allegan has a non-conference date at Niles Brandywine tonight against the Bobcats. Closer to home, our game of the week was last night, and it was a huge win in a battle of conference unbeaten as Centerville went to Mendon and shut out the Hornets 36-0 in Southwest 10 action. They outgained the Hornets in total yards, 276 to 104. Sam Todd leading the Bulldog charge. He was 4 of 7 through the air with a touchdown. He also had 15 carries for 97 yards and 3 scores. Jared Spencer, 22 carries and 92 yards and a score. Mendon led by Jackson Quatz, who had 14 carries for 39 yards. Mendon 3-1. Centerville improves to 4-0. Randy, and the last 2 weeks have really showed a lot to the Bulldog fans. They knocked off a good Cass team, and then last night, previously undefeated Mendon falls big.
Well, we saw them coming on last year, and then they have been improving, and this year they're just pouring it all together, it looks like.
Other games this evening going on. White Pigeon is at Cassopolis. Constantine was to host Fenville. That game has been wiped out, and Constantine is declared a 2-0 winner. Fenville had to forfeit today, so the Falcons, without putting their pads on, are now 3-1 in 2020.
That's it. If you get 3 or 4 of those, you know, you'd be all set.
Colin is hosting Athens tonight in 8-man action. And undefeated Burr Oak. How about the Bobcats at 3-0? They're home this evening against the North Adams Jerome Rams. Also in Interstate 8 action. Coldwater takes to the field turf at Harper Creek, southeast corner of Battle Creek. The Cardinals are 3-0, and they'll try to make it 4-0 tonight against the Beavers. In the Big 8 Conference, Bronson travels to Union City to meet the Chargers. In Indiana, it is Week 8 action. Mike Stiles joins John Roush on our sister station tonight. Thunder Country 105.5 tonight as Lakeland travels to Fairfield to meet the Falcons in a Northeast Corner Conference collision there. Also on our sister station, WRKI 100.3, it's Angola at Garrett to meet the Railroaders. Also, quickly, a note on the Prairie Heights game. Their game with Heritage tonight will not be held because Heritage has some COVID issues. However, Prairie Heights is going to play tonight at Bluffton instead. So
picked up a quick game.
Yeah, I guess so.
Bluffton's a pretty good drive for them, isn't it?
Doing the job, no question about it. All right, let's take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, down in the locker room, we will hear from Chance Stewart after this as Trojan Game Night continues on the new Fox Sports Radio 99.7 FM and 1230 AM.
What is it that separates Haskaywood PC from other law firms? They listen. They listen to your needs. They listen to your concerns. Then they go to work. Haskaywood PC provides cutting-edge legal representation with a hometown approach. In Southwest Michigan and Northern Indiana, Haskaywood PC is the name to know for business, commercial, and personal legal services. Visit their website at haskaywood.com. They're ready to listen. Haskaywood PC, offices in Sturgis and downtown Coldwater.
Can't get to the bank on time? Try Southern Michigan Bank and Trust. Their staff is still there to answer your questions and help with transactions as late as 7 p.m. when you call them or use the chat function in online banking. Want to bank even later? Try any of their 24/7 services like mobile deposit, bill pay, and online banking. Banking on your own time becomes a reality when you switch to Southern. Southern Michigan Bank and Trust, the right bank for life. Member FDIC.
Back at SHS and down to the Trojan locker room with head coach Chance Stewart. Chance, let's recap the week 3 49-0 loss to Paw Paw. The good news is we're 2-1. The bad news is that display by the Red Wolves is indicative of the work that still must be done to compete in the upper tier of this conference.
Absolutely. I think when you look at it, there's two teams that are clearly separated from everyone else, and that's Edwardsburg and Paw Paw. We were happy with being 2-0. We were not nearly at all where we need to be or where we're going to be. Really good football team we played in. Did a lot of poor things on all sides of the ball. We got ourselves in a hole early and couldn't really get out of it. Credit to our team and our players. They bust their butt. They fought through the whole game, which was a positive. We stayed healthy, and now we're on to Dwajek tonight.
It's much easier for a team to come to practice when you won your first 2 games, but after a tough loss, what has been your message to the team, and maybe more importantly, and in turn, what has their response been to that loss?
Biggest thing, we've had a road on all the whiteboards is regroup, stay positive, and beat Dwajek. This has been kind of a year of firsts for us. We've never, we haven't been 2-0 since 2003. This group has never started, 2-0 ever. And, we've never beat Dwajek. That's a big thing since we've been joined the Wolverine. I believe now we're going on year 5 or 6. We've never beat them. So that's been our whole MO this whole week is getting prepared to, kind of make history and be the first team since we joined the conference to beat Dwajek. And the kids, credit the kids, they came ready to work all week. Really excited for the game planned and just really excited to see how it all turns out.
Homecoming week, and although many of the events have been wiped out or tempered because of COVID, it's still a big week, especially for the seniors. You're not too far removed from that yourself, being in high school. What are your thoughts as far as that's concerned, as far as the team and school events?
Yeah, absolutely. Homecoming is always a big deal. It is a bummer that a lot of that stuff was taken away from them this year with all the activities during the week. It's made our job as coaches a lot easier because there's less distractions. But I know the players are really excited, especially now that we can allow 1,000 people in the stands. That's going to be important. We're going to be able to get more people in there. It'll be louder. The atmosphere will be a little better for them. So really excited for that. But at the end of the day, we've got a good opponent, coming in here for homecoming that we've never beat. Just a big football game for us.
Yeah, you look across the field tonight and you see that Dwajek team. You alluded to it a moment ago. This club has found more ways to beat us, and in some ways, we've found ways to help them beat us over the years. This is a great opportunity tonight to put an end to that and get back into the win column to kind of steady the ship again.
Absolutely. The biggest thing, when you look back at some of the film from previous years, taking care of the football and playing disciplined football. Biggest 2 things right now. We got to be disciplined on all sides of the ball, and we got to take care of the football. And on defensively, we got to get it back. We did a great job. We just wanted to getting the football back. Last week we struggled with it. So, those are going to be big keys this week.
What do you see when you look at the Chieftains on film?
They're quick. You know, there are a lot of quickness out there. You know, at times they play some undisciplined football, so we got to take that as an advantage for us. But overall, just a really good football team that's coached well. That, you know, it's going to be a good challenge for us.
Tonight marks the beginning of the second half of the 6-game shortened season. It's not too early, at least for you and me, to say that if we want a home playoff game, this would seem to be a game that we have to have tonight.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a very important game for us to pick up.
Is the club starting to look towards that, or you just, you know, because everybody's going to be in the playoffs chance, or is it just one game at a time, one snap at a time?
No, we're taking it with this group. We got to take it one game at a time. You know, we're still learning how to win with this group. You know, it is what it is. They've never experienced some of the things they're going to experience this year. So we've kind of got to take it day by day and kind of teach them how to handle certain situations. And most importantly, right now, we're just taking it week by week.
All right, Coach, thanks and best of luck tonight.
Absolutely, thanks.
Head Coach Chance Stewart from the Trojan Locker Room. More from Sturgis High School, including the rest of the Wolverine and area schedule after this on the new Fox Sports Radio 99.7 FM and 1238. We've got Jim Steichman here from the new Steichman Chevrolet in Sturgis. Jim, happy to have you in the neighborhood. What's going on with Chevrolet right now?
Jim Steichman here. I'm super excited about being in Sturgis, and we have our new shipments of Chevrolets. Over 60 in inventory. The hard-to-get Blazer, $8,100 off. The Silverado, $8,300 off. And the Equinox is 0%, 84 months, or 15% off. Come see me today. Jim Steichman Chevrolet Buick GMC, right here in Sturgis.
At Gaybridge & Company, we're passionate about business. Gaybridge & Company, CPAs, financial advisors, and consultants. On the web at gaybridgeco.com. That's GABridgeco.com.
See the local business pros at Gaybridge & Company, 127 West Chicago Road in downtown Sturgis. Serving you is what they do.
Topic, Randy Pauls, Jack Shesky. Welcome back to SHS. Taking a look at our broadcast schedule. Not quite time to start Michigan football yet. That'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow as the Wolverines will play their season opener at Minnesota against the Golden Gophers right here on Fox Sports Radio 99.7 FM at 12:30 a.m. Lions also, it's their bye week. They need one, Randy. 1-3. They'll take this weekend off, and then they'll go to Jacksonville next Saturday, or next Sunday, I should say, the 18th, to meet the also struggling Jaguars.
Yeah, so far this week, the Lions will look best this week that they have all season, probably. They just really, really struggled. They look like they don't have a direction. You know, it's very, very weird to watch.
We'll find out. They're going to have to start turning around quick, or probably changes will be made.
Where the Packers will have a 6-game lead in the division.
Next Friday night, the final road trip for the Trojans during the 2020 regular season will be up at Otsego for a matchup with the Bulldogs, 6:30 with our countdown to kickoff show, 7 o'clock game time at Otsego High School. So a lot of good action coming your way very, very soon here along the WBET and Fox airwaves. A 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we get set to kick this one off. We'll get Randy and Jack's keys from the sideline, where he'll join us in a moment. And we'll get set to kick this one on Homecoming Night 2020, Sturgis and Dowagiac. It is live and next on the new Fox Sports Radio 99.7 FM and 12:30 a.m.
If you're a propane customer in West Michigan and the surrounding areas, Corrigan Propane has a great offer for you. Lock in the lowest propane price of the year right now with no contract and no money down. All it takes to join the Corrigan family is a handshake. So get off the rate hike roller coaster and take advantage of this limited time offer while supplies last. Visit buycorriganpropane.com for details. Corrigan, family owned and operated for more than 58 years, where family service is the difference.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday you'll need legal representation. When that day comes, Spurge, Chesky, Reed & Beamer PC will be there to assist you. Their attorneys are experienced in business law, creditors' rights, divorce, and child custody.